everybody, I'm Sean Hilton. Welcome to GeekStorm. I'm joined today by my good friend Lauren Gray and that guy Mike Carson. Hey everybody, we got all kinds of great geeky stuff to talk to you about today. So many wonderful things, and I can't wait to jump into it. But first, a little thing from a slice of Sean's life. I'm getting ready for the show today. I decided, you know, you got to do some grooming. Got to shave up a little bit, make sure it all looks good. Still need a haircut. But I grabbed my little toothy pasty to, get my fangs clean just in case a stranger invites me into their home today. I want to be ready. And so I noticed that my special Crest bottle has got, how Crest has got all the cool, it stops alien invasions or it does something. This one, right on the thing says, helps prevent cavities. That's its special power. I thought brushing your teeth helped prevent cavities, but it appears that no, it has to be this special bottle of Crest that helps you prevent the cavities. Not whitening, not like some, gingivitis thing, not plaque, not tartar. No, this one just helps you fight cavities. So I thought, interesting. So that was my start to my geeky day.
All right.
And all you little geeks out there in the world, I think you should start every day by brushing your teeth. Don't forget, not that long ago, body humor was a thing. Geeks, we suffered from it. Something you have to deal with every day. And that's a thing of the past now. People, you shouldn't be the guy that smells funny playing Magic in your local card store. So, good personal hygiene. That's my message for the day. Lauren, you got anything you want to add to that?
No. What about you?
Much like the beginning of the show, Anne Rice passed away, and so I thought we could talk about that.
All right. What's your favorite Anne Rice thing? What was she 80?
She was, yes.
Yeah.
She was, and I guess complications from a stroke that she had perhaps. So sad to say.
Yeah, but do you know she's really dead?
As far as we know.
She's not,
According to her family.
Anne Rice dead.
Yeah.
No.
Wouldn't it suck to live to 80?
Oh, he said suck it, Anne Rice. That's good. I like that.
Wouldn't it suck to live to 80 and then become a vampire? Like you'd be like Grandpa from the Munsters or something like that?
Well, I mean, would it be worse to be like 7?
Yes.
Or would
really
it be
suck.
better, 7 or 80? 7 or 70, we'll say. Those are your options. You can be a vampire, but you'll either be 7 years old forever,
Right.
or you'll be 70 years old
Well,
forever.
I mean, in Twilight, they just had to be in high school for the entirety of their lives, so.
I think I would just get some that showed I graduated, like a fake GED or whatever. Can't be that hard to get. That's not so. Ooh, let me think. The 4 years I was in high school, it was fine. I don't think I wanted to do a 5th. I sure as hell didn't want to do a 6th. I do not want to do it for the rest of my life.
Well, it's like in the Eternals, that the kid Eternal is a kid
right.
for forever. We'll never grow up. That's gotta suck.
Because her mentality, and I would assume just like in Anne Rice's, the one little vampire chick, the mentality continued to grow. Her intelligence grew.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
They weren't stuck in that,
No.
It's Christmas time for a 7-year-old.
Right.
Every year is pretty amazing. That would be cool if you could have that feeling. But instead, you're 170 and they're still giving you a Barbie doll.
And even, maybe not worse, whatever, but in True Blood, there was a character that was, she was very religious, pretty young woman, and she was turned, okay? So then she goes on to become a vampire and does promiscuous things that you see on HBO, but she was a virgin. So every single time, and the vampires in the show heal themselves automatically.
Oh, no.
So every single time, she had to re-heal and
Wow.
go through it again.
Right. Now, isn't there some Anne Rice projects hitting screen soon?
Yeah, I can't remember who, it might have been Netflix, but somebody optioned,
AMC were being informed
AMC.
from behind the scenes.
AMC optioned Vampire Lestat or Interview.
And the Mayfair Witches have both been green.
Okay, yeah. I didn't know, yeah, because I know there's, I myself always confuse Interview and Lestat as far as two different projects, but they are, so.
But they are combined, though, right? I mean, they're two different books.
Well,
but
the vampire
characters cross over between Lestat.
Lestat is in.
Yeah, it's just like an overarching.
Interview.
Yeah.
It is in it. He is in Interview.
Okay.
But he also had his own thing too, his own book or whatever.
Now the Tom Cruise movie, that's Interview.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes.
So because we'll get a TV show, one, we'll get more depth, we'll get further storylines, things like that. So it appeared, and she's had comics. I don't know if there's been an Anne Rice video game yet, but
Probably
give them
not.
time. So
Yeah.
a life well lived,
Sure.
and 80 years is, for me, that's a high score. That's reputable. I can handle that. That wouldn't be so bad. I could check out at 80.
You should count your lucky stars if you get to 80 for sure.
So, there you go. All right, so we got that going on.
What's going on, Lauren? How you doing?
I'm doing well. How about you?
Man, it's been a while since you've been here.
I know.
She just finished up her schooling.
Oh, she's doing so good.
Last night.
Yeah.
You got that.
Proud of her.
Now it's been a long time since I've been in a formal education situation. Not as long as maybe Mike has, because he's old. But how does it feel like as an adult to have that last final over? Is it still as exhilarating as like when you were younger? You're like, oh man, that's over.
Yes.
Put it away.
Yes.
So
I'm like, I can finally play a video game again. I can finally watch all these things that I've been putting off.
So you might not be able to relive the 7-year-old Christmas thing, but it appears all you got to do is take a couple
That
of
is
classes,
true.
and when finals hit, you can relive the anxiety of your years of education.
Oh yes, because there's no more staying out till 4 a.m. and then getting up for your 8 a.m. class and then doing the final and everything.
My biggest struggle in college was making that decision because I knew I had an exam the next day or a paper due the next day. Do I stay up and do it and catch some sleep, or do I go to sleep and maybe get up 3 or 4 hours early and then try to get
Try to get it
knocked
done?
out? Because I would do that the math you do about how tired you are and will you really get up and study But I do remember on my last exam when I graduated. This is in the '90s. I took my paper up to the professor and handed it to him, and then I turned around and took my pencil and snapped it in half and dropped it. It was long before the mic dropped. And walked out. I barely graduated.
Everything's electronic.
They used paper back in the day.
Yeah, paper. We used paper. It was Scantron. Okay. A, C, 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 C.
Awesome.
Yeah, there was a lot of that.
Now I have to take a picture of my work area, take a picture behind me, take a picture
Really?
to my left and my right, to prove that there's no one in there, and I have to turn off all my extra monitor screens, and
Wow.
High tech.
Yeah.
Very high tech.
it's a lot.
I had a hard time just figuring out how to take the damn picture.
If I ran that online university, I'd just take your word for it. Okay. You're probably. Are you paid up? Yeah. Okay. It's fine. Fine. You're a doctor.
Well,
in
this is for certification.
You're a doctor in Manila,
like I
Manila now. You can practice. Yeah. You can practice.
All right. Well, we just saw a new trailer. Lauren literally just watched it in front of us.
Yes, 'cause
New
I didn't want to
Sandra
say-
Bullock, Daniel Radcliffe and Channing Tatum have a movie coming out in February called The Lost City.
Yes.
Man, we have seen this theme a couple of times not that long ago.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. So she's a romance novel writer, and Channing Tatum is the cover artist.
He's the Fabio.
Straight up, if Fabio doesn't get some kind of credit, here's a check. Let's just take you out to a steak, man, because you deserve it now. And then they get involved in what looks to be a real life adventure situation of some sort. So when I first saw it, I just saw one of those Christmas Netflix movies with Brooke Shields and the gentleman, Dred Wesley, pirate Roberts guy.
Carrie Ellis.
Yes, doing his accent again. And she is like a romance writer and just killed off her main character, and then it turns into your Netflix Christmas romantic comedy movie thing. So I'm like, all right, well, we've just seen that theme before, but the entire time I'm like, this has got a lot of feel of the old Romancing the Stone movies to me. Not dead on, but the theme is like there was a second writer's room for Romancing the Stone, or we could go this direction. And so
It was very well packed with humor, so much. I enjoyed it. Looks good.
I'll check it out. I actually really like the first Romancing the Stone movie. The second one is a movie, but it's so bad. But I mean, you got Danny DeVito in there. It looks like they've got somebody that kind of takes his place. There's a bad guy in there that kind of seems like there's a lot of. The only thing is now in the Romancing the Stone movie, the main actor guy is competent. And in this, it's Channing Tatum, so he'll be playing a buffoon.
But he plays a buffoon really well. He knows how to play that type of character. What was that movie he was in? 21 Jump Street?
21 Jump Street.
22 Jump Street, 23 Jump Street.
He's a hilarious guy. He can do drama and comedy, so I give him props for that.
It was really cool about him is he's figured out, one, he is a good-looking dude, okay? he is some eye candy, and he knows it. But he then wraps that up into this, pratfall, funny, over-the-top kind of comedy.
Yeah.
This physical comedy that he kind of does, where he just, it's that self-deprecating kind of humor that he could be the big dude on anything.
Yeah.
But he was Gambit for like 5 seconds, right?
He's been trying to get that movie made, kind of like Ryan Reynolds. He's been trying to get that movie made himself as producer for the longest time and trying to be it.
Yeah, I think he said he would even finance it.
Yeah.
Like if someone would just,
just-
give him.
He just couldn't get somebody to make it. So
Okay.
but
He
was
had
in-
Gambit on the big screen once. It was the guy from Friday Night Lights, and he was in
Taylor or
Warlord of Mars or
yeah.
Princess of Mars or whatever, John Carter.
yeah.
So, all right. Hey, what you got on your list, buddy? There's a list.
Oh boy, Blue Beetle from DC Comics was scheduled to be an HBO Max only movie made for HBO Max, but I don't know how far into the process they are. I know they've cast obviously, but they've decided they either like what they have well enough or they see conditions in theaters well enough that they are going to release it in theaters instead, not simultaneously. They're going to release it in theaters instead. So maybe it'll be good. I don't know.
You have a time frame on that?
No, I don't. I'm sure there is. I don't.
Said?
I don't.
Yeah,
No.
I know we're like looking at, oh, hey, this was supposed to be, on HBO Max in February. Now we're.
Because I've seen next to nothing about it. It's got to be at least the end of next year.
And this will be the Reyes version.
Yes,
I'm sure.
yes.
Because everything
It
now
is.
seems to be focused around
It is,
him.
and they did cast that character. So.
But they have brought back Ted Kord in the DC Comics, because him and Blue Beetle currently have
Right.
Blue and Gold have a series. It's been a lot of fun. But Reyes he's the one you've seen in the cartoons with the armor,
Right.
And
It's a little more Iron Man-y.
Yes, he's like an alien armor man blue.
Yeah, you throw in a little mystical scarabby deal, and it's Iron Man. Let's be honest.
I enjoy him. Where are we going to find his? If we're at a local comic store, where are we going to find his first appearance? If anybody wants to try to find it,
That is Infinite Crisis. I'm going to say either number 3 or 5. I don't remember which.
I think it's 2, because there's one where they introduce him as Reyes, and then in I think issue 7 maybe they introduce Blue Beetle. So he puts on the armor. So it's one of those tricky things because you don't know which one's going to be worth the money.
Right.
Is it the one where it's like, oh, here's the dude, here it's Lauren. But in 3 issues, she becomes, Iron Lauren and has a giant ball.
Right.
And all of a sudden, that's the one everybody wants.
Everybody wants Iron Lauren. There's no
just never-
question that
you
they
never
want
know
that.
for
I don't
sure.
blame them.
So what would be, if you're an Avenger, which Avenger role do you want to take there?
Like customized or just which
you're
which
not going to
person?
take over their role, but
No, I'd be Black Widow.
Black Widow.
Yeah.
Okay. Speaking of Black Widow, I see the first thing on Mike's list with my slowly deteriorating eyesight.
Jamie Reyes first was 3, Infinite Crisis 3, and becomes the third Blue Beetle in number 5.
3 and 5. All right. So there you go. There's Hawkeye's on his list over there. Have you
Yes.
caught up with Hawkeye yet?
No, school.
You just finished school. Why aren't you watching the show right now?
I plan on binging this weekend. Thank you.
Okay, good.
I got to watch Hawkeye yesterday with my wife. Loved it. It's probably my favorite of the Disney Plus.
I say I've heard
Marvel shows
amazing
right now.
things.
It's just I personally love that story.
Yeah.
That they did, the color, and it's weird when you say that, but if you ever read the Aja Fraction story, there's a certain tone to the art, the color, the coolness of what they do, and it is a lot of that does make its way into the show. But yeah, I made it through. I knew what was happening, but everybody was talking in whispers, and then about 9:33 that night, it got spoiled from me by Jordan Probst, who ruined it. Who then went on this huge thing, because he's a huge Spider-Man fan, going, don't ruin Spider-Man for me, don't ruin Spider-Man for me. Yet he puts up a huge headline. One of those weird things on Facebook where it's like the banner with the color behind it that said the name. And if you've been watching Hawkeye, you're like, all right, well, that's it. So it was 9:34, and then I start griping to the buddy next to me at lunch, who was fairly close to Mike. I literally had thought they had just talked about this, and maybe they'd said Hawkeye. Turns out he hadn't watched it. So at 9:34, when I showed him the text, I ruined it for him.
You're such a jerk. You're the jerk. You were a jerk by proxy.
You know what? I am a jerk a lot of the time. Sometimes to very good friends, and sometimes I feel bad about it. I felt really, really, honestly, truly bad that I did that. Because, again, I thought they had just talked about it. Like, Mike and they right there next to me.
Yeah.
But I was in the middle of a table, so I'm having a conversation like 3 different ways, trying to, keep up with everything. So they had talked about some stuff. Turns out it wasn't that. So we won't go into that. But there was a big reveal. The reveal that wasn't made is the one that I want. And we've talked about this as fans before. And that is what a fan wants versus what you get. And sometimes you're disappointed by what you want but didn't get. Even if it was great, but you had built up this thing and it never happened. So for me, my big thing is I really, really, really want Kate Bishop's mom to be Madame Mask, who is this obscure character. But in the grand scheme of things, she is Kate Bishop's like big bad guy. And if you look at her and you were to look at a picture of Madame Mask without like her weird mask on, there's a lot of like, the look is there. It's about perfect. So if they don't do it, I'm going to be a little disappointed, but the show has just been so much fun.
Yeah.
They've given me Lucky the Pizza Dog. And all right, that's it. I think that's as far. We cannot talk about anything about this because
Sorry.
you haven't seen it yet. And there was some really good stuff in it. So I look forward to being able to talk about it.
I don't think there's any reason to think she's not Madame Mask, just because it's not revealed yet. I don't know if they ever will, but
In my head, she is.
she's a bad person.
Well, we think.
No, she picked up a phone and said, "I need to do something about Clint." Who'd she talk to? How does she have that number in the first place? Okay, I don't have a number of people like that. I can't think of. There's a guy I really want taken care of. Who should I call? I don't know who that would be.
Just call me and I'll call the guy.
She's a bad person, and so that makes her probably Madame Mask.
I hope. My little fanboy heart wants that, so that'd be really fun. So, and if you haven't read the series, again, I think I've mentioned it several times before. Check it out. It's so good. It's so different. It's not your typical superhero stuff because Clint's not super powered, and they go through that. Like when it's very much like a Jackie Chan superhero thing. Like he gets into a fight and he might win, but he is gonna get his ass kicked and come out with like he's all messed up all the time. And so it's really well done. It's like taking him out of the Avengers aspect, taking him out of the costume around all the supers, then putting a real person in the real world, and then seeing what happens. And
My favorite part about this
immensely.
entire series so far, this is not a spoiler because everybody knows Yelena's in it. My favorite part is in the first 5 or so minutes of this last episode, they give that actress at least something to do other than, I don't know, pout or
Be there.
or whatever. Yeah. Number one, in the pre-credit part, we see a little thing about that.
The blip.
Yeah, we see a little thing about the blip that we've never seen before,
Yeah,
which
it
was
was
really
cool.
cool. And then after that, we get into just a conversation with her and Kate, but it's a conversation over macaroni and cheese, and it is the best acting that girl's ever done that I've ever seen, and really, like, I did not like her in Black Widow, and now I'm like, I want to see more of this chick. I want to see what this character does, and because it was just so much personality, it was great.
It is the best scene I think I've seen in all of the Disney Plus Marvel shows. For bringing up a character like that, who you've got some knowledge of.
It was just dialogue.
and
She wasn't doing flips or anything. It was just dialogue.
superb.
Yeah.
The Black Widow had to do the heavy lifting of introducing a character, which isn't easy. But this got to like take it beyond that. So really good. You're gonna love it, I think. And if you don't, then I've set it up and it's my fault. And
Yeah.
I'm okay for it.
Then what's wrong with you?
Spoil it.
Then get back in the books.
Still, man. There, it's ruined for you too now. Still, man. All right, so there you go.
That would be cool, though. I would like to see a stilt man. Anyone like to see a stilt man? Okay.
Oh, I'm digging it.
When are you guys going to see Spider-Man?
Man, it's gonna be tough for me. I'm not sure. I almost went last night, but then because locally our AMC, which has been kind of like showing one show a night for any movie, like opened last night with 15 showings or something.
Right.
It was crazy.
Right.
So I'm like, we might be able to get in there and not be super crowded. That's my little fear is even for any movie without COVID or any of that, if it's so crowded that it becomes annoying. Like I don't want, even in the best times, I don't want somebody sitting like right next to me. I hate when the theater is so crowded.
Yeah.
Like me and Lauren and you doing this, absolutely fine. We're cool. Somebody I've never met before, and then I'm like, I don't think they have lights. I don't know what they've got. And they're sitting right next to me. I'm not so cool with that. So I'm a little worried about that. So I'm thinking Monday for me.
No, you're right.
Thanks.
Did you see it yet? Did you see it last night?
No, we're going to see it today.
Okay.
I'm
What time?
being a great parent, and I'm going to take my son out of school,
Yeah.
and then we're going to an IMAX. And when I sign him out, I'm going to sign out doctor's appointment, Dr. Octopus.
I would go with Octavius, but that's just me. We did that before.
So
good.
yeah, we're gonna go see it this afternoon at an IMAX. So we have to pick the seats ahead of time. We don't have to rush and all that.
That's nice.
And yeah, because I'm the same way. Like if we were seeing a big movie like that here, which we have in the past, I'll be there 45 minutes early. Because
Oh, absolutely.
I want these seats.
Yes.
And I don't want to search for seats and sit by somebody I don't want to, obviously, like you. So I try to get the right seats and
You and me are very much in the same thing. Like, I'm showing up early.
Yeah.
I want to see all the previews. I want to be there before the lights go down,
Right.
like
Yeah.
kind of thing. And then it sucks. What sucks? This is the worst feeling in the world, and I know you're going to know what this is. You're like, yes. You got there 45 minutes early. You got your popcorn. You got the best seat in the house. You did everything you wanted. 5 minutes after the movie started, somebody walks in late and then literally sits right next to you.
Yep.
It's like,
yeah,
son of
that would be bad.
In a day and a time when I was young, and I'm 49 now, I would have been thrilled with a Saturday morning Super Friends, an Amazing Spider-Man, maybe an Incredible Hulk TV series. And in the year 2020 to 2021, I've got Black Widow, Shang-Chi, Eternals, Spider-Man on the big screen. Then on the little screen, I've got WandaVision,
Loki.
I got Loki, I got Captain America, Falcon, I got more shit. I mean, it's just crazy.
It's a lot of stuff.
And now as I'm getting ready for the end of Hawkeye to happen, I go straight into the Book of Boba Fett or whatever it is.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, the Witcher just started like a day ago. You got the Wheel of Time going.
There is a Witcher Old Spice scent line.
I heard about that.
What?
Yes.
Old Spice sponsored last night's episode of Critical Role, and it was for the Witcher scents. And I
What
was
does
like,
it smell like?
well,
Yes.
they made jokes because they did an ad about it, and they always make jokey ads, and it was like Yennefer's underarm and
Oh,
like
no.
Geralt's bathwater.
Which Yennefer? Which Yennefer?
They just said,
Pre-transformation Yennefer, because I'm not into that. Okay. Post?
but yeah, I was like, Old Spice is making Witcher scents, and then Old Spice is sponsoring the Critical Role episode. It was a wild night.
Yes, we've gone from that day where Spider-Man's on the electric company to Spider-Man is on everything. There's nothing. I am getting a Harry Potter 20th anniversary reunion on the 1st. You know what did? This is like the 20th anniversary of the Fellowship of the Ring, the
Yes.
first movie.
Yep.
The only thing I've seen on that was from Stephen Colbert, who got everybody back together to do a rap. And it was very funny. It felt like a Saturday Night Live by Andy
Samberg.
Sandberg.
Lonely Island.
Yes, felt like a Lonely Island style thing, but they got in all four of the Hobbits and the elf guy.
He is
Legolas.
Colbert is a super nerd.
Oh yeah,
Of Lord of the Rings.
On Lord of the
Oh,
Rings.
yeah.
I mean, he's deep. Deep.
yeah. It was fun.
Yeah.
So, highly recommend it. If you're out there, you're checking out your YouTubes and stuff, you should check out the Stephen Colbert rap, the Lost City trailer for the new Sandra Bullock movie.
Absolutely.
Avoid all of the top 10 Easter eggs for Spider-Man, which I'm sure will be out by this afternoon.
So all three of your kids like to see the Spider-Man, or is there some division there? Like some kids don't think.
Oh, no, they all three want to see
They
him.
all
Yeah.
do. Okay. Okay.
See, because if they weren't cool geek parents, I would just go and get Owen and go, hey, we're going to, me and Owen are going to go to the bouncy house place, and I take him to see Spider-Man instead or something.
No, he really wants to see Spider-Man.
Well,
The girls
by
are just
all,
like, okay.
By all reports so far, it's one of the best, if not the best, live-action Spider-Man movie ever, and there's been a lot. So everybody says it's the best fan service, the best heartfelt, the best. Zendaya gets a lot more screen time, and
Oh, okay.
so I don't know. I can't take it anymore.
I don't have to try.
There's a, I don't know if you're aware, there's an actress in the movie. Her name is Zendaya.
It's such a beautiful name.
Now, if you ask me which Zendaya, I couldn't say. She's like Madonna or Cher. She's just got the one name as far as I know.
Was
Which
she
should
a
make her
dude?
even more recognizable when I just say Zendaya. There should not be a who at the end of that, like Zendaya Smith, Zendaya Jones, Zendaya Johnson. No, it's just Zendaya.
Yeah, Johnson. Excellent.
Anyway, can't wait to see it. It's supposed to be great. I kind of know most of what happens, I guess, but I guess most people do, just because I have a Twitter. Okay, so
I
it's
avoid
tough.
the Twitters.
No, they're, yeah, it's
I did
everywhere.
block Variety on Twitter because again they spoiled it.
Headlines.
They spoiled it in. They did the review, but they did a full spoiler review. They told the entire plot of the entire movie and the day they saw the movie. The day they got somehow, and this is Sony, not Marvel. So I don't know if Marvel. We haven't got to a Marvel movie yet since then, but they spoiled what was it, Shang-Chi?
Didn't they spoil the end scene, the credit scene?
Yes. And then, so everybody thought, okay, well, they're going to be in the doghouse. They're not getting invited to stuff. Well, this is Sony, so I don't know if Sony feels the same way or not, but Variety had three people there, and the one who actually did the review did an entire spoilery review of the movie.
I mean, besides the fact that spoilers and whatnot, which is all, how long do you wait to talk? You know, it's your job, you're a reporter, blah, 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 all that crap. But why do I have to have that in a review? That you know, is it good? Is it bad? Was the acting good? Was the special effects good? Was, you know, that? But I didn't come for. I'm not like an 8th grade teacher with your book report on the movie. Okay, you didn't have to summarize the fact to prove to me that you saw it. I assume that you saw it, so I don't need you to give me that information. And so that I find that a little upsetting.
Plus, throwing things like that out there. This is a press screening. Nobody else besides 400 people have been able to see this movie. So why throw that out there when nobody's had a chance to see it? It's ridiculous. Variety.
Makes me wonder if that is the world we live in now, where people prefer to have it spoon-fed to them in advance, and then they can, you know, I know something you don't know. I don't know.
Last thing on this is it is tracking to go over 300 million for the weekend.
Wow.
Which is huge, but we're slowly letting the weekend creep.
Yes.
They're counting Wednesday now on this particular movie. They're counting Wednesday, and so it's made, 10 million in Bangladesh. I don't know.
Plus
on Wednesday.
You got your IMAXs, your 3Ds, your regular. I mean, this is going to be in. I believe it's in Braille, so you can just read the whole movie from your chair.
Sure.
So it'll be cool. You know what? I throw that out there. That's probably real technology. There probably is like a box that can give you that you can literally just have on your chair. I wouldn't be shocked at all.
But it's not quite Endgame. Endgame was 370 or so, but 300 million on the first weekend.
Especially again during this time period. Nothing's come up. In the world of Disney news, some happenings are happening in the parks. So the Disney Galactic Cruiser, which is the big Star Wars hotel environment
immersive
thing, 3 nights, 2 days, 3 nights, some one of those kind of deals. So they have now started putting out trailers, and because you're supposed to, I think March is your first check-in dates for this hotel experience immersion thing attached to Hollywood Studios in Florida. And people are seeing the videos and the stuff that's coming out about it, and they are all of a sudden went from being sold out for 4 months to dates are popping up left and right as people are canceling their reservations. This is like, for a family of 4, it's about a $6,000 experience. Now you say $6,000, and to me $6,000 is a lot of money. However, in the framework of a Disney vacation where you're going to stay at a deluxe Disney resort for 3 nights, 2 days in a park, and food included and entertainment, $6,000 on a Disney vacation of that magnitude, that ain't that much. In fact, I would say that's almost a bargain. So if you follow Disney pricing, that's crazy. But yes, the amount of cancellations and whatnot. Have you guys seen any of the little things they popped up?
No, I've only seen just the debut of the clothing that you can wear, and then the different menus that they have for the dining experience. But that's all I've seen.
You'll get meals included, and I believe regular beverages. But of course, it is not an open bar at Oga's Cantina. You will be paying extra for your fuzzy wontons and whatnot. Wampa is in heat. I'm not sure what the drinks are, but they should be pretty crazy. But yes, this thing went from being the hot ticket, everybody had bought it. It was sold out. In fact, it didn't even go to muggles. You had to be a part of their vacation club or an annual pass holder. There was 2 or 3 groups that basically had first access, and they bought it all up for months. So now all of a sudden, maybe if you got $6 or $7 grand and you want to go play Star Wars for a weekend, this is your way to do it. And I won't lie, if I had the extra money, I'd throw it at it. I'd give this a shot. So I'd be the giant, fattest, biggest Jawa ever. I'll be like Jawa. I'll be all about that nonsense. So there you go. Anything you'd like to close on, good sir? I think this is I'm guessing, our last show for the year. As we go, next week is next Friday will be Christmas Eve.
Is it? No, I guess it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the next one is
New Year's Eve.
New Year's Eve. So I'm going to call. Sean is not going to be here till next year. If you guys want to do a show on Christmas Eve, you feel free. I love you and all, but ain't going to happen. I'd rather just go to breakfast. So, all right. Well, if that's the case, then everybody, thanks for joining us. Greatly appreciate it. You have a lovely day. Don't forget, come on down to Kokomo. Check out Geek Street. It is the crown jewel of Kokomo. You've got such an amazing store as Kokomo's finest. I'm not coming up with anything.
Toy Store 111 East Sycamore. You can't swing a dead cat in here without hitting an amazing toy bargain.
Kokomo Toys and Collectibles, American Dream Hi-Fi, Kingdom Cards and Games, Comics Cube.
Don't swing a
Chapter
dead
2
cat
books.
in here, okay? Just don't do it.
Well,
Number one.
unless it's Azrael, and in which case, if you're dressed up like Gargamel.
Is there a? Yeah, there's got to be an Azrael.
All right, big groove, everybody.